What's good? It's Unconventional AF with Jaleel Wavy back with a new episode. I have some good topics today, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. Since we in the NBA offseason, free agency, trading, all that good stuff, let's start with the GOAT, LeBron James. On Instagram, NBA on ESPN posted, does LeBron James deserve a statue with the Los Angeles Lakers? And Kendrick Perkins was on the video, and he basically said, yes, he deserves one. Now, you know, LeBron James was with the Lakers for 8 years, and that is his longest, run with one team. Cleveland, it was split because Miami was in the middle of that. He brought them a championship, and he forced them to draft Bronny, the first father-son duo ever, and probably will be the only. I find it so funny because I always say I think the NBA would have did that for a bench player. Like, say Udonis Haslem had a son that was going to the NBA. I believe the NBA would have made that happen, and the Miami Heat would have drafted Udonis Haslem's son if he had a son that was going to be in the NBA at the same time, because that is a history-making moment. So I don't think it just has something to do with LeBron and him just having his way. I think the NBA and whatever franchise would have made that possible if there was a current player in the NBA that had a son that could be drafted while he was in the league. But anyway, when I think about statues, and I have these conversations with people all the time, I'd be like, how long was the player there and what was his impact on the team as well as the fan base? And yes, LeBron James won a ring with them. He played with them for 8 years. He made them relevant, but I don't think he deserves a statue in LA. I don't think he deserves a statue in Miami. He was only there for 4 years. And if I'm being honest, if he wasn't from Cleveland, or if he wasn't from Akron, Ohio, drafted to his home state team, and I would say don't give him a statue in Cleveland either. But he's from Ohio, so you give it to him. He brought the only ring in franchise history, so you give it to him. But if it wasn't for him being from Ohio, I would probably say don't give it to him. Even though he is arguably one of the greatest NBA players of all time, depending on who you ask. Definitely the greatest of my generation. Because when you talk about statues, bro, it's like, how long was that player there? Are they beloved by the fans? Like, Dirk Nowitzki, he only brought one ring to Dallas, but he was there his entire career. I mean, I was looking up players that don't have a statue, and Larry Bird does not have a statue with the Boston Celtics. And that man has 4 or 5 rings with them. I should have looked that up. But then I saw a post about the Lakers retiring both of LeBron James jerseys, number 23 and the number 6. Now, I believe that this was from a fake post that was just trying to get some clicks, because when I looked up the story, let me see. This is from you know what? I'm not going to give this page love because I don't think this is a real story. But it basically says the Los Angeles Lakers officially plan to retire both LeBron James jerseys, number 23 and number 6, into the Raptors of Crypto.com arena. He will become only the second player in franchise history to have 2 numbers retired, joining Lakers legend Kobe Bryant. And then it says via CBS Sports. And to verify this story, I looked it up. I Google searched it. I did not see CBS Sports post about this. I looked it up on their Instagram. It was not there. I tried to find an official article. So I don't think this story is real, but it's a great conversation. And I was like, I would say yes, retire his jerseys. But the funny thing is, when I go to the comments on that post, the first 3 out the gate was like, hell no. One person says, is there a thumbs down button? I'm a diehard Lakers fan, and this shouldn't happen. He should have his in Miami and Cleveland. Retire that shit in the trash. I'm not trying to hate on LeBron, but I don't think they should retire number 6 because he didn't win a championship wearing that number. I know a few Laker fans that are So happy that this man is leaving and never wanted him there, including my own family members. All right. Sadder story. LeVar Ball, one of the greatest fathers of our generation, he was on a live stream with some streamer, I don't know his name, but he basically announced that him and Tina divorced after 30 years of marriage, and basically was like, oh, she left me, all this stuff, right? A lot of people had something to say about that. It was like, oh, he stuck around with her after she had her stroke, and then he lost his leg, and then she ran out on him because he can't catch her. I added that in there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But so yeah, it was a lot of stuff, a lot of conversations going on, and it was like, oh, she's wrong, and really like crucifying her, even though nobody actually knows the real story behind that. And LeVar just fucking talks. I was mad about that because I watched Ball in the Family that was on Facebook. It was a beautiful show. I really loved seeing how LeVar Ball cared for her after she had her stroke and stuff like that. So when he said that, I was like, bro, he talks too damn much. I mean, we already know that, but it's like, why would you do that? So then on Alonzo Ball's podcast that he has, he basically said his mom was forced to leave and he helped her get away. He's glad that she left. She's in a great spot, and they obviously don't fuck with each other. It's like, damn, bro. I'm glad Lonzo got in front of that because it's like, people are making her look bad. Or LeVar made her look bad, and people are just running with it. Like, you're never going to hear her side of that story, probably. LeVar is going to be the only one talking. So I'm actually glad that Lonzo stepped up and said something on his mother's behalf, because everybody jumped to LeVar's side and was like, oh, she left him after he lost his leg. And I'm like, bruh, y'all don't know the full story, and I'm sure that's not why she left. We've all seen LeVar Ball on the internet. The nigga's a lot to deal with. Even on that stream, I guess he got a new woman and he was talking to her kind of crazy. All right, and then my final story, another sad one. I was at work, and I work for an NBC affiliate, and on the Today Show, they were interviewing Danny Glover, and he announced that he has been living with Alzheimer's. And I was like, damn, bro. That's so sad, man. Something that I think about often is our like black celebrities or icons or living legends, the older ones. I think about them like aging and leaving this earth, right? Because we all have to go someday. And I was just like, damn, bro, like I don't want to see Denzel leave us. Because I saw a recent interview of Denzel, and he looked old. I mean, he is old, but it's like, I don't want Denzel to go. That's one of my favorite actors. Will Smith, he would look old if he didn't dye his hair and beard. I don't want Will Smith to go. Angela Bassett. I mean, I'm just throwing out names, right? Some of these people are like 50, 60, but it's just like, I don't want these people to pass away. They have given us so much great work, great movies and shows. I'm like, I don't want these people to pass away. I want them to live forever. And I know they'll live through their work, but it's like, I don't want to see these people go. Lawrence Fishburne, Jennifer Lewis. Like, no, stay with us forever, man. But it sucks to see Danny Glover dealing with that, and I don't want to see him go, man. I don't want to see him go, and I know it's a part of life, but it's like, damn, bro. That story broke my heart. I just watched that movie, his Christmas movie, Almost Christmas, around the holidays, and like, man. Morgan Freeman, don't go. All right, I'm sorry. That's all I have. Thank you for listening to the podcast. As always, Jaleel Wavy, Unconventional AF on Instagram, Jaleel Wavy on TikTok, and subscribe. YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.